All right, we're here looking at the MR-RGB system. What makes the system unique is that it is low voltage. It uses a standard Ethernet cable with an RJ45 connector at the end of each fixture. This video is a quick start video, so if you're out in the field installing it, we find that this will make your installation go a lot smoother if you follow some of these steps. We'd like to test each light individually and the power supply. Once the system is in and working, we have found it to be bulletproof. The controller has 4 ports. Each port is good for up to 4 lights, but there is a system and a way to connect them. It's kind of like your Christmas tree lights. If one connection is missing, the rest will not work. So you want to be sure that you follow this video and do it right. All right, with each light you get a 3-way adapter and an extra Ethernet cable. If you're plugging the fixture in direct, obviously you will not need the extra cable or the adapter. But as you add additional lights into the chain, you will need this cable and you will also need the adapter. The adapter is listed and it tells you what each port does. There's an in, an out, and a light. Alright, let's look at the color driver 4. This is your power supply and it's also your DMX controller. There's a port at the top for updating the system. All your controls are right on the face with an LED display. Here are our 4 individual channels, which can each be addressed individually. Consider that each channel requires 6 channels of DMX, so if you're starting with 1, your second port here would be 7, 13, and so forth. What's nice about this system is you are not limited to keeping them in order. Depending on where your lights are and what you're doing, you can address it to any one of 512 DMX addressable channels. When we're installing the system, we like to go ahead and bring up DMX control. Even if you have a temporary controller or you run a long cable down to your existing controller, that way as we're installing the lights, we're visually seeing that each one is working and that our connections are made properly. Alright, the unit requires 6 DMX channels to operate. Channel 1 is a pre-recorded macro. Just means they have colors already blended there for you. 2, 3, and 4 is white, red, green, and blue. With all of them up, we have a white light, and it's what we want to do for testing the system as we're installing it. Channel 6, by the way, is a reverse dimmer. With the DMX on to red, green, and blue, every port as we plug in our light should be white. Right here we're showing you the individual fader controls for red, green, and blue. We leave it on white. We're going to go ahead and plug in 1 light per port. When we have completed this, we should have 4 fixtures working, all of them the same color, white. Alright, now we're going to show you how to install multiple fixtures per port. You can do up to 4 ports. You're going to need your 3-way adapter and the extra Ethernet cable that comes included. Plug into the in port and take the other end of the cable. That will go into port 1 of the DMX power supply. Take your light fixture. If we're only going to do 2 lights on 1 port, 1 light will go into the light port and the second light will go into the out port of your 3-way adapter. Once we plug this in, you'll notice you will have light out of these 2 fixtures. Now if you're going to add a 3rd light into that chain, you're going to repeat the process. You're going to get your extra Ethernet cable from another fixture, plug it into the out, take the other end, get another 3-way adapter, and you're going to plug into the in port. Now you can plug a light into the light port and another one into the out of that second adapter. And you'll notice when we plug in the 3rd light here, we have 3 fixtures on. You're going to keep repeating this process up to 4 lights per fixture, a total of 16 fixtures per controller. And of course you can get as many controllers as you want and daisy chain those with DMX. Alright, once we have the 4 fixtures in, what we have are 4 lights and we have 4 ports on a controller, and we go through the DMX and we test that each color works, and that way we continue on with the installation. We don't have to worry that there's a problem with one of the ports or any of our lights.